Hello and welcome to the preview for the 2026 World Baseball Classic, set to take place next March in 6 cities in Asia and the Americas. My name is Mustafa Abdi and I'll take you on a journey through 6 continents of baseball superstars, ranging from Japan through Australia, Canada, from Canada to Brazil, and from Germany to South Africa. But before I begin my journey, I encourage them to follow me on my YouTube channel, click the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up if you like, and ring the bell for the best value that you can find. So, enjoy the video. I begin the video with the land down under, Australia. While there are 3 players in the MLB rosters in the 2025 season, it's tough to select a 48-player roster for Dave Nilsson's side. Nilsson, who was a Major League Baseball player for the Milwaukee Brewers between 1992 and 1999 as a catcher, and his Aussies will head to Taipei in its Taipei Dome in Pool D against Chinese Taipei, Italy, and Cuba. Will be depending on their outcome of the team to improve their quarterfinal finish in 2023. For the first time since 2013, Brazil are in the World Baseball Classic, and with Toronto Blue Jays shortstop Bo Bichette at their ammunition, manager Yuichi Matsumoto and his band of Brazilian baseball brothers will be the dark horses in the eyes of baseball fans across Brazil. The Brazilians are in Seoul's Gojuk Sky Dome in Pool A, with Team Korea, Dominican Republic, and Germany as underdogs, and they will make past the pool stage for the first time in their World Baseball Classic history. As Joe Davis said in Game 1 of the 24 World Series, "Gibby meet Freddie." That was Freddie Freeman, and the team that the Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman will be playing Pool A in Houston, Texas, Team Canada, as they, along with Team USA, Puerto Rico, and Great Britain. And for the 6th straight time since the beginning of 2006, Artie Witt, the former Toronto Blue Jays catcher and 1985 All-Star, will be the skipper for the Maple Leafs and the Baseball Canucks. Another member of the WBC's inaugural class of 2006 was Team China, although that had a terrible 2-14 record prior to the visit to Tokyo. The Chinese will be improved on their last place finish in 2023, but with South Korea playing home games for Pool A Gojuk Sky Dome, Ju Kwon will be on the mound for Team China as the KT Wiz and his teammates will begin their journey against the Czech Republic. For the 2nd time in a row, China's display will play home games in the World Baseball Classic, and this time in the newly built Taipei Dome in Taipei, as the 2024 WBSC Premier 12 champions will be in action for Pool D against Cuba, Italy, and Australia. Waging Dragons catcher Gilgegli Joe Kongkwan, you may remember in the United States with the Cleveland Indians system, will be the battery for these pitchers as they look to improve from their 2013 round in Pool 1 in Tokyo. The first Latin American country in, Latin America was Colombia, as they head to the troubled lands of Venezuela. As for the first straight time of asking, they were in the World Baseball Classic, where they placed in Pool C against Venezuela, Israel, and the Netherlands. Gio Urshela, the happiest fella, as the legendary John Sterling said, will be the catalyst for Team Colombia, as the former New York Yankees and Minnesota Twins third baseman will be leading the charge in the Venezuelan capital of Caracas. That game, the greatest powerhouse in international baseball, Cuba. Although they won 3 gold medals in the Olympic Games and finished runners-up in the inaugural 2006 edition, Cuba has many players from the Cuban national baseball system and 5 base players from the United States, Japan, and others to choose from. But for the 26th World Baseball Classic, they will do it again 2 decades later by heading all the way to the championship game again if they will progress from Pool D in Taipei against Chinese Taipei, Australia, and Italy. Dominican Republic, the country outside of the United States of America with the most Major League Baseball players, will enter Seoul with Team Korea, Germany, and Brazil. The 2013 champions will have a big outfit in El Nino himself, Fernando Tatis Jr., the San Diego Padres right fielder, who was the son of Fernando Tatis Sr., as scary as catcher in Jerry Sanchez, the Minnesota Twins catcher, and the big pitching of Houston Astros pitcher Christian Javier, to help their team win the title they wanted 13 years prior. Germany, a country with a bigger heart of Teutonic energy engineering and one of the power brokers in Europe, and the European will make its WBC debut and will also be in Seoul again with Team Korea, Dominican Republic, and Brazil. The Germans and its manager, Jan-Rick Speer, will make a huge impact in Pool A against some of the world's biggest baseball teams, and like Brazil, they were the underdogs in the eyes of many. For the second time in a row, Great Britain are in the United States of America for the World Baseball Classic, where they played in Houston, Texas with Team USA, Canada, and Puerto Rico in Pool A. Despite the impact of 23, their squad consists of players who are either born in the United Kingdom or qualified through their parents or grandparents who were born in the United Kingdom, with the biggest star being Bahamas-born New Yankees infielder Jazz Chisholm Jr., who will make his debut for the Union Jack in March 2026. For those who watched the 1983 Disney film, Cool Runnings, well, you're not alone. The Jamaican bobsleigh team, who were loosely based in the film that had the same credentials as Israel's on the baseball tournament. But despite the ongoing Gaza war that began the same year as the 2023 World Baseball Classic that took place, the Israelis are in Caracas in Venezuela, Pool C with Venezuela, Colombia, and the Netherlands. Nate Fish, the CEO of Israel Baseball America and the skipper of the Israel baseball team, will help the squad consist of American Jews and Israeli-born players rekindle the memories of the 2017 debut when they move through the pool stage. The Azeri and its new skipper, Francisco Cervelli, were heading to Taipei for the second World Baseball Classic in a row, but only this time in the newly built Taipei in Taipei, where for the second time in a row they face both Chinese Taipei and Cuba, but they also face Australia. The team, which consists of Italian-born players and Italian descent, will have the opportunity to emulate their 2023 run to the quarterfinals, where they lost to Samurai Japan, led by Shohei Ohtani. And speaking of Samurai Japan and Samurai Ohtani, for the sixth time in a row, the number one baseball team in the world and one of the most dominant baseball hotbeds will be playing at the Tokyo Dome in Japan's capital city of Tokyo. The defending three-time World Baseball Classic and 2020 Olympic Baseball champions will help the LA Dodgers pitcher along with the pull of MLB and MVP talent to send them to Miami for a shot at the record-extending fourth title if they get past a fairly weakened Group Pool B with Nicaragua, China, and the Czech Republic. After losing to Japan and Samurai Japan and Shohei Ohtani, Benji and Team Mexico will be playing at the Estadio Panamericano de Baseball in Zapopan for the first time since 2017. Pool F, but only this time, this will be the easiest way to head to another semi-final. But with Seattle Mariners outfielder Rosarina at the helm, the Mexicans will have to overcome the first hurdle, that is Pool F, against Panama, South Africa, Spain to get there. The only Northern European team in the 2026 World Baseball Classic, the Netherlands, whose baseball was popular in Aruba and Curacao, will be in the Caribbean Sea for Pool C in Venezuela's capital city Caracas against Venezuela, Colombia, and Israel. Hansley Bam Bam Mullins, for the fourth time in a row, will skip with the orange, which is made prominently from players from Netherlands in Europe and from Dutch and Islanders, and some foreign-born players of Dutch descent from the United States and Canada will have a chance to secure their third semi-final slot and their first since 2017. Two-time World Series champion Dusty Baker will be leading Team Nicaragua to Tokyo for Pool B against another Dodgers player, Shohei Ohtani, and Samurai Japan, China, and Czech Republic at the Tokyo Dome. Baker, a legendary Dodgers on its own right, will have the opportunity for the 20 to handball to New York Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaiziga for their opener against Ohtani at the Tokyo Dome. Panama will make their second World Baseball Classic appearance as they head to Zapopan again in Mexico to face Pool F for the 2022 World Baseball Classic against Mexico, South Africa, and Spain, with 7 players coming from Panama and a lot of homegrown talent from the country's national league and overseas players that have the courage to make an impact in the Mexican city. After two second place finishes in 2010s, there are no World Baseball Classic title for Puerto Rico to show for. but with two-time World Series champion Yadier Molina, who was a Gold Glove and Silver Slugger and All-Star catcher, who spent his entire career with the St. Louis Cardinals. He, along with a pitcher, Edward New York Mets duo pitcher, and with Diaz and shortstop Francisco Lindor, will have the opportunity to overcome Team USA, Canada, and Great Britain in Pool E of Houston. For the first time since 2009, South Africa are in the World Baseball Classic. They will play in the Mexican city of Zapopan against Pool F against Mexico, Panama, and Spain. All of them were in the Iberian American community. But for Taylor Scott, the only African South American squad, he will be primed and ready, along with Big Closer and Kieran Love, to produce an upset on the cards against Mexico in the second game. Next came Team Korea. For the first time since 2019, they will be playing Pool A games at Gochuk Stadium in Seoul with Dominican Republic, Brazil, and Germany. With the pool of KBO and MLB talent led by MLB stars Jung-Ho Lee of the San Francisco Giants and Gold Glover Ha-Sung Kim of the Tampa Bay Rays, the team that finished second in 2009 will have the opportunity to overcome the pool stage to challenge Shohei Ohtani and Team Korea South Nemesis Samurai Japan in the German in Miami. Before their country's football team heads to the North America 26 FIFA World Cup, the Spain baseball squad will be in Mexico for their shot of revenge for their defeat in the past against Team Mexico, along with Panama and South Africa. Luis Rojo, a four-time World Series champion with the New York as the utility infielder, will lead the charge with a roster of great Spanish players to produce an upset. Team USA and its dream team of all-stars, Gold Glovers, Silver Sluggers, and World Series winners, led by Mark DeRosa and its skipper in New York Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge, will get a shot at regaining the WBC throne that won it in 2017. DeRosa and Judge will have the supporting cast, including Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens, Seattle Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh, and Kansas City George shortstop Bobby Witt Jr. that will be facing the neighbors from Canada, along with Puerto Rico and Brook River in Pool E. And finally, Venezuela, with 93 players in the MLB roster in the 25 season and a truckload of home run and overseas talent they will host games at the Estadio Monumental de Caracas Simón Bolívar in Caracas for Pool C against Colombia, Israel, and Netherlands in the Pool of Death. Salvador El Nino Perez, who spent his entire career with the Kansas City Royals, will be the starting catcher and battery for Venezuela for their shot at their first World Baseball Classic title. So thanks for watching my look at the 24 teams for the 26 World Championship. The rest will be subsequent for the 2015 teams. Enjoy and play ball!